What's up, guys? Welcome back to Pillow Talk on the Carl and Jacquice Show.
I'm Carl.
And I'm Jacquice.
And this is Love Languages Part 2.
What are we talking about tonight?
Tonight, we're going to get into a couple of my favorite love languages. The first one would be words of affirmation. What is number 2?
Receiving gifts. That I don't feel is a love language of yours. Am I right?
It is. It is.
I just learned that because I would not, I don't see you that way.
I mean, we could definitely talk about it, but yeah, I'm big on the receiving gifts thing. The problem is that I'm a father first. So I'm always a giver first. And so I give of myself and I sacrifice my wants and even needs at times for the greater good of my children and my wife. So you may not know me to be a person who loves and enjoys receiving gifts, but if you give me a gift, I'm going to feel like, wow, like this is really fill my love tank. Like when you bought that hat and shirt for me, that meant a lot to me.
That was a birthday gift.
Right. Doesn't mean I appreciated it less or I expected it. You know?
That's true.
Also, remember, fathers, we get the worst gifts anyway. So, and we always take it with that whole, oh, thank you so much for this ugly yellow tie with lights on it that I will never wear at work. But I appreciate it, you know?
You don't have those problems.
I don't. I don't have those kind of problems. But fathers usually do get the worst gifts. And we don't make a fuss about it because our greatest gift is knowing that our children and our wife is taken care of and having the things that they want and they need. So that's always first priority. So, but I would absolutely love gifts. If you just gave me a gift out of nowhere, it would absolutely fill my love tank in a major way.
All right, I'm going to have to keep that on my little box of information.
You ever notice how I'm always telling you about cool things that I see? Like, oh, look, Dad, this one's there.
Yes, you're always trying to buy something.
I'm just saying.
Always.
Always trying to buy something.
Always.
Right. So, you know.
Okay, so listen.
So if it was purchased for me, then, you know, then I'll be excited about that.
Okay.
You know?
So we just jumped right in there to the receiving gifts.
You might as well just stay there. So the first love language is receiving gifts. So for some people, like we spoke on the last episode, your number one or most important love language, the way that you receive love would be through
acts of service.
Acts of service. Or number 2 for you was
quality time.
Quality time, right? The cool thing about me is that I receive love in every way possible. I appreciate all of it. So one may think, why you got your eyes all big? One may think that this is a bit of a setback, but if you think about it, it's actually a blessing.
It is.
Because
it makes the person who has to fill that love tank's job very easy.
Right. So that's a good thing. So I don't know why your eyes getting big, but whatever. So the love language for me, the gifts is great. I love the gifts. And we're also going to look at the
physical touch.
Physical touch. And lastly,
there's only 3. We talked about the other 2.
Oh, we did.
We're talking about physical touch, receiving gifts, and words of affirmation tonight.
Words of affirmation, which is probably my most favorite one. It's probably the one that I like the most.
Why is affirmation or words of affirmation so important to you?
Well, firstly, for me, I'm a sapio individual. So I am in love with words and colorful forms of expression. I also appreciate being told that I'm doing something right, or being told that I'm appreciated or that I look good, because it's not that I'm vain, but I put a lot of effort into making myself look presentable.
You not vain?
I have veins.
Not vain?
I have veins.
Okay, I'm gonna let you continue. Talk to the people.
Listen, there's a lot of effort that goes into, the presentation of what is Carl. Okay? So, honestly, okay, so for instance, when I used to work at XYZ company, when I had to wear a suit every day, I would have to get up an extra hour early just to make sure everything is where it needs to be so that everything is presented properly. So if you were to look at me and say, you look all right. So so just trying to refocus. It's important that you let your partner know that they're important. Let them know that you see what they're doing. In our last video, we spoke about the acts of service for me became less important to Jacquice because I was doing it. So it came to the point where it didn't matter as much. So when we're looking at words of affirmation, when I'm doing, and then I'm not being told thank you or you did this, that, and the third, then it can be a bit deflating. Yeah. If you're not letting someone know that, hey, I see you improving. I see you trying. I see you this, that, and the other. Whereas somebody like Jacquice, she doesn't need to be told that she's doing what she knows she's doing. And that's a beautiful power that she has. So everybody's different. And like I said a few videos ago, it's important that you learn, understand, and respect your spouse, how they live, how they breathe, and how they receive love. Those are important ways to move forward with that.
Yeah. I would also like to add to the words of affirmation. If you are in a relationship with someone who has that as their number one love language, and you find that it's difficult for you to express that about things that you expect them to do already, you're not abnormal. It's okay. You just have to work at it.
Right.
You got to be intentional about making sure that you say things to them, that you recognize the things that they're doing, that you acknowledge what's going on.
Right.
The little things go a very long way. Would you agree?
I agree. These are facts. These are big facts. Like she said, there's some people that they struggle with that. And making the effort, the person on the receiving end of that love is going to appreciate that. Absolutely. So, and I see you. I see you out here trying.
Yeah, she be trying.
And succeeding. You do well. And that's the other thing. See, I feel it important to make sure that I let Jacquice know, you do well doing that. I see you trying. I see, and it's like, she's like, thanks, but it doesn't penetrate the way it would if I was her and she told me, I see you trying, I see you doing this, that, and the other. I'd be like, yes, I'm doing the stuff that I need to do and things. And I do it with her, and she's like, all right, cool, whatever. You know? So maybe I need to buy a gift or something, right?
That's not my love language. However,
actually,
that's a nice segue.
It's not your favorite love language, but it does fill your love tank. But it's more like a sprinkle in the tank for you.
Yeah, it's not that important.
It's not. But it does work, though.
I think that okay, so here's the thing. This is how I feel about receiving gifts as a love language.
Let's talk about
I feel that particular love language is so broad because who does not like receiving gifts?
Right.
I don't know many people who don't want to receive a gift or who wouldn't appreciate receiving a gift. Let's call it that. I think everybody can appreciate receiving a gift.
Okay.
But there are people who absolutely love receiving gifts. If you give them something, it just brightens up their whole day. I don't care what it is, because it's a tangible expression that you are thinking about them. And that is just, it's explosive to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the gift receiving love language, I don't know, like that one, everybody likes to receive a gift. I guess I would like to hear from somebody who actually can honestly say that is their number one love language. I would like to know what that person feels.
Well, I can imagine that. Well, for me, I appreciate the gifts. So if I was to receive a gift, to me it means that you thought about me. To me it means that you care about me or you love me, and you bought this gift for me to show, like you said, a tangible expression of I love, care, and I'm thinking about you. And that would be more important to me than the gift itself. The gift is just a manifestation of the love,
Right, of the thought.
of the thought, of the, it's showing love. So this is really important, guys, that you just sit down with your partners and you talk about love languages, what's important to you. There's even a quiz that you could take online. If you go to one of those search engine websites, you can type in 5 love languages quiz, and you can find out what your love language is, but you can also just have a conversation. Because you may feel like your number one love language is one thing, and after you really dig into it, you find out it's something else.
Or you find out that you don't really want to number them because they're all equally important.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Me too.
They're all really important to me equally, all 5 of them, and some others that aren't the standard 5 that we focus on. So, but in thinking about that, it leads me to the final one, which is a lot of people's favorite, and that is what, Jacquice?
Physical touch.
Let's talk about it. Physical touch. For some people, you may remember, or, well, it's not even something to remember. This is a repeating thing that you hear when people speak about relationships or dating and stuff like that. They say, well, I like to take long walks on the beach, right? Holding hands in public.
Some people do like to take long walks on the beach.
It's a fact. And we are a pair of those people. But the big thing about it is not necessarily the walk on the beach, although the setting can be very beautiful at sunset when the sun is going down. It's very beautiful. But the holding of the hands, this gives people a sense of, I don't want to speak out of turn.
Desire.
Tell me what it means for you, Jacquice.
It gives you a sense of desire. This person really wants to be in my company. They really love me. They adore me. That's what that means.
I would also add that it can give you a sense of security in the relationship. It can give you a sense of belonging or bonding, you know. Even if you're watching a movie and you just grab your partner's hand and it's like, I see you, I'm here with you, I feel you, I'm with you. And that can be incredible for filling their love tank.
That's true. Think about one of the things that they teach you when you become a new parent. Mm-hmm. One of the things that they tell you to do to bond with the baby is take your shirt off and put the baby skin to skin.
Yes.
That is bonding. So that's what I think about when I think of physical touch. That's very special.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember when they said if the baby gets a high fever, that when you take your shirt off and you go skin to skin with the baby, your big adult body can absorb the excess heat that the baby is experiencing, and that will cause the fever to go down. How cool is that? So absolutely, physical touch is important just on a human level. And of course, it's a great way to fill your love tank. So absolutely. I love it when you touch me, when you walk by and you just rub my shoulder. I'm thinking about you, you know, that kind of thing. So, we gotta chill. We'll mess around and we're gonna be able to finish this video.
You gotta relax. You gotta chill.
Let's talk about it. All right. So yeah, so physical touch, there's not really a lot that you can say about it, except for the fact that it does provide you those very simple things. Provides security. It gives you the feel that the other person loves or cares about you. So how simple could the physical touch be? How simple could it be? Just like that?
Yeah. This is something that I find happening in the car. Mm-hmm. Just riding home, you just reach over and hold my hand.
Yeah.
You know, simple stuff. Or, you know, just laying on your partner, your husband's chest, or laying in somebody's lap while they rub your head, like all of those things. You just kiss my hand. That's a perfect example.
I love her. Excellent. Yeah. So it also can be a great tool for soothing or calming someone down.
That's true.
There's been times when the kids in the back seat of the car were just really frustrating you because of whatever they're doing, and I just reach over and I just rub your forearm. You know, I just hold your hand, and instead of saying, "Jacquice, you need to chill because you're gonna get upset," and blah blah, I just reach over and just hold a hand, or just rub her forearms. I don't have to say words in that moment.
That's right.
It just lets her know I'm with you. I hear you. I get it. You're not alone in the situation. And she just calms down. And then the children, they got goldfish memories. Couple minutes go by and they're perfect angels. So,
Perfectly normal.
Everything is perfectly normal. Factual. Very cool. Well, I like this little series that we've done. And of course, you guys could comment down below on any other subjects that you want us to cover. We're here for that. You here for that?
Yeah.
I'm here for that. Very good. All right, well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, share.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, God loves you, so love yourselves first so that you can effectively love someone else. Be blessed.
Enjoy yourselves.